Hey everyone, it's Jason and this is your midweek cruise news update. And Royal Caribbean has announced they're changing the way they advertise their pricing to their passengers. An Alaskan cruise has turned into a nightmare cruise for many passengers. And who do you think is at fault for this $15,000 dream cruise that was canceled? So cruise story number one, this has turned into an Alaskan nightmare cruise for many passengers as they were on the Sapphire Princess going from Vancouver to Whittier, Alaska. They are now having some propulsion issues. The captain came on. They are missing sailing the Inside Passage. They're missing going to Ketchikan. They're 4 hours late to Juneau, so they're going to miss many of their excursions there. They're also not going to see the College Fjord or sail Glacier Bay. I feel really bad for these passengers. A lot of people are like, hey, this was my first cruise to Alaska. I chose Princess because they're known as one of the leaders in Alaska, and this has just been a terrible experience. Now, what they have updated and said is the captain came on and said each one of the passengers would be getting a 75% refund and a 75% future cruise credit. I personally don't think that that is a bad deal. I would go on a cruise. I mean, you got to make the best of it. Things do happen. Do you think this is fair compensation? I get it's disappointing. I get you spent money flying out there and things like that, but to do it for only 25% and then get 75% off of a future cruise, I think is a pretty good deal. What do you guys think? So cruise story number two, I usually don't like new laws, but I absolutely love this one as Royal Caribbean Group has announced they're following in Carnival Corporation's footsteps because of a new California law going into effect July 1st, 2024. And what this law states is when cruise lines advertise, they have to advertise the full price with any taxes, port taxes, fees, anything. So when at the end, when you go to book your cruise, it's not a different price from the advertised price. 100% agree with this. I do not like this. I have never liked this. I hate when you see an advertised price. You see like, let's say a balcony for $9.99 and you're like, oh yeah, heck yeah. I'm going to go ahead and book that one. And then you start working through, you pick your cabin, you do some research on cruise deck plans, what cabin's good for you. You do some, some heavy research into it, and you get to the end, and that $9.99 cabin per person ends up being somehow $3,800. And you're like, what just happened? Like, what is going on? I don't like that. I really am happy about this. And I like that Carnival Corporation is when you go to search on Carnival sites, you put your two passengers in, if that's going to be it, and it gives you the total. So it'll say balcony total. It's not per person, it's the total price. So at the end, let's say you pick out an extended balcony and it's $3,000. Well, it's $3,000 at the end. You know what you're going to pay. Is this something you're excited about or happy that is going to be in place, or is it no big deal for you? Let me know in the comments. So before I get to cruise story number three, I would ask that you please like this video as it does help the channel grow. Also, consider subscribing as we're on the path to 100,000 subscribers by the time we go on our Alaskan cruise at the end of August. If you could help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. So cruise story number three, and this needs to be a lesson for all of us, as this cruise passenger had their $15,000 dream cruise canceled, and it was really because of them. So a passenger has been documenting their experience with Carnival Cruise Line on TikTok. Her name's Tiffany Banks, and it has had multiple twists and turns, and I'm going to try to make this as short as I can. But basically what she said was they were already in Miami. They were ready to get on the ship in a couple days. And she got an email, 6:30 in the morning, that said one of her excursions had been canceled. Well, she couldn't call until 9 a.m. She calls Carnival, and they said, well, we canceled the excursions because you canceled your cruise. She's like, I never canceled my cruise. I'm here. I'm ready to get on the ship. What do you mean? She said 2.5 hours later, multiple tiers later, they offered her 2 inside cabins, and she rejected those. The next day, they went down to the port to try to get on the ship. She said they weren't hopeful, but they thought maybe something could be worked out. And they said, we're so sorry, that cabin's already been booked by someone else. Now, what's likely is someone grabbed a move-up offer. And these are, these move-up offers are probably, once a cabin opens, they see someone, offered maybe $2,500 per person, they just automatically gave it to them once that cabin opened. So there was no availability. They said, hey, we will go on another cruise. We'll be here for a while. They said, we're so sorry, we're booked on everything else. All our cruises are booked. And that's fair because most cruises are booked now. So what ended up happening is in the latest update, Carnival called her and said there was a second booking that was set up with her booking in her email. Now people were like, how is this possible? Well, on her husband's Facebook, he put 16 days away and a picture of the Carnival Celebration. And she replied back to him and put 15 days away and a screenshot with her email and the booking number. How sad. A terrible mistake to make. Please, if you're watching this and you're new to cruising, or if you're not, stay off of social media and posting your information. Now, understand this is how this happened. So what Carnival said was, the day she posted that response back, someone set up a second account with that email, with that booking number. And it was canceled 48 hours before the cruise. Now we have no idea who it could be. Carnival said it was set up in British Columbia. She's in Kentucky, so who knows if she knows this person. But it doesn't matter. People are malicious on social media, so just be careful of that. Just don't provide that information. Never, ever provide your booking number anywhere. It's just a hard lesson to learn. Now, what they offered her was $10,000 future cruise credit. Now, understand this cruise was canceled 48 hours before the cruise. Carnival owes her nothing. Now, is that the right thing? Probably not. Is there a system where you should use a second booking number that's the same already set up? Should that happen? Probably not. But they also say don't share your booking number. That's well known. So what do you guys think? Now, she rejected the $10,000 future cruise. She said she's never wanting to go on Carnival or a cruise ever again. Sounds like they were new cruise passengers. I don't believe they were very experienced in the cruise world. It's just a sad situation. I feel really bad for them. I think they should have accepted that offer or maybe countered it and said, hey, we'll accept whatever that our cabins was worth. So if they paid $12,000 for their cabin, we'll accept $12,000. And what they wanted her to do is say, hey, this was resolved. Make a post that it was resolved. They didn't say you had to take any of the posts down that I've seen, just that it was resolved by Carnival to our satisfaction. It's a very fair thing to do. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a fair offer, or do you not think it's a fair offer? Do you think they should give her money back? Remember, she posted this on social media. I 100% saw it. This isn't hearsay. I saw it with my own eyes. I'm not going to post it because I don't think that's the right and professional thing to do, because I did see it. She did do it. It is an accident. Would love to know your thoughts. And please do not ever share your booking number, and keep as little information about your cruise as possible out there. Just don't share it. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. And until I talk to you next time, happy cruising.